Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we wanted to make this quick video. We've gotten a couple comments from you guys asking how we afforded our cars at a young age. Both Justin and I both got our sports cars at the age of 18. We both paid for them ourselves. So we wanted to make this video explaining exactly how we did it and giving you guys a couple tips on how you could do it as well. Hope you enjoy.
Okay, so I started off with a Chevy Avalanche 1500. Going to be coming up in the channel, so stay tuned for that. Well, the thing was essentially a death trap. Taught me a lot. Only the rear brakes worked, so it basically turned into Tokyo Drift anytime it had the hard brake, especially since there's no ABS. But along with that, I drove my mom's torqueless Ford Fusion. Amazing fun. And then to top it off, a huge panel van that does 0 to 60 and literally nobody cares. But I drove and worked with my parents for about a year. Like I said, I drove all sorts of cars, worked my ass off, was finally able to get enough money to put a down payment on this car and actually be able to afford it month to month. Insurance was mainly my biggest killer, but when I finally got my car payments down, then I could actually afford the insurance. And yeah, pretty much just worked my ass off.
Alright, and for me, my first car was a 2003 Suburban, which I got in a lot of trouble with.
Almost killed your best friend with.
That's how I learned to drift in that car, but yeah, more like just slide it because it was so heavy. But you know,
You may flip over, but yeah, that's good.
the one good thing the Suburban taught me is how to park, so I'm pretty good at parking now. But anyways, after a while of going to car shows with my dad for my whole life, I began to have a love for cars at a very young age. And when I got in high school around junior year, I made a goal for myself, a pretty lofty goal, to be able to get a sports car by the time I graduated high school. So I started working. I worked long and hard while going to school, and that's something that's not easy for a lot of people, but if you can do it, I recommend it. And then the day finally came, I was able to finally afford my car after a long ado. And I was actually not going to get the car till that summer after school to have a bigger down payment, but after all the things I did in the Suburban, the transmission started to go out, which I swear wasn't my fault. The car had 180,000 miles on it, but it was a great car, but it came kind of down to the fact that I had to get it right away. So me and my dad started looking. The good thing was, though, it was the end of the year, so the Chevy dealership I ended up going with had a great incentive on this car.
Okay guys, so sorry for the change in scenery, but we got rained out because Florida. So my car, I actually got a good deal just like Hunter. Instead of getting a big chunk off MSRP, mine was used. I got a good deal on low mileage, good price, and it had a lot of aftermarket mods. It had a catback exhaust, it had front end clear bra, window tints, basically a lot of stuff that I was going to do to the car, which I factored in basically what it would have cost me to do it on my own, and after I did all the math, it was honestly just a great deal overall. Of course, I got some more stuff that I'm going to do, so stay tuned for that, but no complaints here.
So that was both of our backstories, but more than actually getting the car, it seems like the hardest part is the insurance. I think you can agree.
By far.
Yeah. One big thing that we both recommend is trying to get under your parents' insurance. If that is a luxury of yours, it really is, that we're both lucky to have. But shop around for different companies, just like you shop around for different cars. There's 1,000 different cars. There's 1,000 different insurance companies. It's hard to get a good rate if you're not under your parents' insurance. So if you're not able to do that, maybe get more of a daily driver for your first car and drive that around, build up some credit. But if you can get under your parents' insurance, definitely do that. That's one thing we definitely recommend.
Okay, so just as important as picking out the right car is picking out the right insurance. Now, I personally, I know when I was considering my cars, I looked up what insurance would be on all of them, and believe it or not, a more expensive BMW M235i was actually cheaper than getting insurance for this car. So you just got to shop around, because that actually plays a lot into what car you're going to end up getting. You can get free quotes from virtually any company online with submitting no personal information, or at least too personal, like your social security. And what we personally did after we got our cars was we were able to get under our parents' insurance, meaning we were added on to an existing plan as a driver, and so were our cars. Now, what that means is, obviously, your parents are going to be paying more, so you pay them, or you pay the difference, but you pay less than you would if you do it individually. I got a quote from Geico for $750 a month. A month. And I have a clean driving record, clean credit, clean everything. It's just I'm 18 and I drive a 350 horsepower car. They don't trust you. That, and they kind of have a monopoly on the market. They can charge you high prices and you really can't do much. I mean, you really can't blame them either. Look at Mustang drivers. But
yeah. One thing also when shopping for insurance is different insurance companies have different incentives, so maybe you might have to end up paying a little bit more at the start. Even if you do get under your parents' policy, you might have to pay a little bit more at the start, but like my insurance company gives me a discount for my grades. Some do it if you go a certain amount of months without crashing. So there are different options out there, but patience is a virtue. You gotta pick the right car. You definitely gotta pick the right insurance. Especially if you're at our age like this, you definitely gotta look around and find what's right for you.
Oh yeah, definitely don't skip out like on the options. Something that's confusing when you're picking insurance is what coverage you need. Definitely do not cheap out on what coverage you get, depending on if you can get your prices lower or not. Because if you were to get in an accident, because realistically you are a new driver, doesn't matter how much Forza you've played, you are a new driver. So if you were to get in an accident or cause an accident or someone hits you, that coverage that you skipped out on to save like $10 a month is actually going to come back to bite you. Yeah. So make sure that you pick the right coverage. If it's confusing, ask your parents, do some research, ask some friends. It's always good to know exactly what you're getting into.
All right, another huge tip I have, which I kind of mentioned earlier how I got my car, is for getting the car itself. Getting the car at the end of the year, or even during a holiday, companies have great incentives to buy a car, but I got mine at the end of the year. It was the end of the generation, so I kind of got the best of both worlds. That won't always happen for you guys, but try to look for those deals. Also, like Justin, he got a great car for used. There are so many options out there, new and used. So take your time, plan everything out, and hopefully one day you'll be able to get the car of your dreams like we were at a young age like this.
Yeah, you just have to make sure that when you're buying used, you don't go like say get a 1998 like supercar, for example, because you got to realize maintenance, replacement, and reliability, everything hits in hard. So if you're stretching yourself to get an old, say a C5 Corvette as your first car, not only is your insurance going to kill you, maintenance, repairs, reliability, everything's going to kill you. So you just got to be responsible with what you pick. Okay, so one last thing that we really do want to touch on is just because you can buy it doesn't mean you can realistically afford it. I could have gone on BMW M235i 2014, like on paper I could have gotten it, but if I realize that everything for a BMW costs 3 times as much, it's 2014, really not that much reliability issues. It's just more, even an oil change costs 3 times what a normal cars would. So just because I could in theory buy it doesn't mean I can afford it, because I wouldn't be able to do all the mods I want to do to it like I'm doing to my car. I wouldn't be able to drive everywhere and live decently comfortable. I'd literally be paycheck to paycheck, and honestly that takes away a lot from the car experience. So just know what you're getting into before you buy the car.
Yeah, make sure you guys are comfortable in where you are financially. Both Justin and I have good jobs. We don't make that much money, so it's not like we got a small loan of $1 million from our parents. We work hard, and we were I wish. We work hard and we were able to get what we get, but we also still work a lot. So it's not like we work to get the car and now we just kick back and relax. You got to keep up with it. So definitely, if you're the type of person who is an impulse buyer, I wouldn't recommend it. Make sure you're comfortable in your financial position and make sure your job isn't going anywhere, or you might end up being upside down with a car you can't even afford to put gas in. So
just the major takeaways, honestly, the biggest thing that I think wraps everything up is research, research, and research. If you're watching this video, you're probably already doing your research, which is good. And I know I personally, I didn't mind spending countless hours researching what car I wanted, what mods I wanted, how insurance was going to be like, because I wanted to plan everything out for it to go smoothly, which thankfully so far it has gone. But that's something you definitely can't skip out on. Research, research, and research. If you have to ask questions on forums, go right ahead. A lot of the forums are very supportive, but mainly just go on Google, YouTube, literally just Google, research everything. That way you'll hopefully get the best car for your current situation. Hopefully it's your dream car.
Yeah, guys, so we really hope you enjoyed this video. That's going to wrap this one up. Today we just wanted to kind of touch into how Justin and I both were able to buy and afford our sports cars at a young age. You guys really can do it. You just have to take the right steps. Do your research. Make sure you get the right insurance. Try to get some help. Do an end of the year thing or get a used car. There's so many things, but just make sure you're a responsible person and you're not going to end up upside down on a deal. So we hope
a crowd.
Yeah, or a crowd if you end up getting a Mustang, beware. So we hope you guys So we hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a question down below. We're not experts, but we love interacting with you guys. We always love answering your guys' comments, seeing the support. We really appreciate it. Stay tuned for our next video. Take care. Hey guys, hope you all enjoyed the video. Just a quick reminder to check out this app we've all been using called Garage Amino. All of us have personal profiles on there. It's like Facebook for car guys, completely free on the App Store. So check it out, and we hope to see you guys on there. Take care.
See you next time.